Luka Doncic has officially landed in the NBA with his current team success and his Jumpman shoe deal. What is his real impact on the NBA? Is there a chance that he could end up being bigger than LeBron James, at least on a worldwide level?
Huge. It's a huge deal. I'm excited about this topic today.
Okay.
Because we were talking about Luka Doncic last year. Now, I looked at him a little bit, but you looked at him a lot, and you told me Luka's good. And from the beginning, like when I watched him, yeah, he has some growing pains or whatever, but he really has put in work.
I want some more credit than that. I love getting credit, but I want some more than that. Because we were talking about Luka Doncic when he was a star for Real Madrid.
Yeah, now I never disagreed with you.
We go way back on Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Before everybody else, so.
I knew he was a star, first of all, when we talked about our first segment with him, and he hit with some of the most views that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Right? But I never disagreed with you, which you know I will disagree with Joey on some of his ideas. And I'm not saying you have bad ideas.
No, but
this was one that was like spot on. Because at first you look at, oh, you know what, he's just some young kid. Let's see what he does. He's coming over to the league, see how he makes it. And then you take a second and then you begin to look at the historical numbers that he's putting up, and it's really mind-blowing. His first triple-double came about halfway through last season because he didn't play the whole season last year. Mm-hmm. And now that he's played a total of 56 contests, he has now amassed 17 triple-doubles.
This season.
Not this season, between last season and this season, right? Between the middle of last season.
The second half of last season and this season.
Yes, 17 triple-doubles. So you're like, okay, that number doesn't seem like a big deal to you. But then you listen, it's the most for any player under the age of 20. The closest person to him in second in terms of triple-doubles under the age of 20 is Magic Johnson. And he only has 6.
Wow.
Damn.
So that kind of opens up your eyes. But then, there's a little bit more. So this season, Luka Doncic is averaging more points than Joel Embiid or Kawhi Leonard. He has more dimes than Ben Simmons and Damian Lillard. And he has more boards than Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And he has more three-pointers than Bradley Beal and C.J. McCollum. More numbers. So you're like, wow. So you don't know what you're seeing until you really start paying close attention. So when he was originally drafted, or at the draft, a lot of people, the scouts dinged him because he didn't come and play in the NCAA. And they said he didn't get to play against NCAA level talent, so a lot of people didn't pay attention to him. So, of course, he ends up, the whole story.
That sounds like something Stephen A. would say.
Yeah, he totally ends up in Dallas. And the thing was,
don't forget about the trade, though, with the Hawks.
Well, this is
so Dallas moved up.
So Ayton went first.
Yeah.
Bagley went second, and then Atlanta drafted Luka, but then traded him to Dallas for 2 first-rounders.
Yeah.
And that's how that ended up happening. And they in the deal they ended up getting Trae Young, which they thought worked out for them, but I don't know.
Yeah.
In the long run, I don't think it would.
I don't understand why Atlanta made that deal. Now, a lot of people were talking about Trae Young's draw. He's not drawing like Luka can draw.
This is an international level. And I'm not going to say Trae Young is not garbage. Trae Young is going to be, in my opinion, an all-star, a perennial all-star. I can see him coming every year and doing well. And his numbers are going to be nice, too. But it's just something about, he's not Luka. All right, so according to Basketball Reference, for more information, well, take that back. Before I get to that, I want to say this. In spite of the criticism that all the pundits and the scouts had with Luka, he still did well, and they never took into consideration the fact that he was a EuroLeague MVP.
Right.
He was a Final Four MVP, and he led his team to a championship, Real Madrid.
But here's the caveat to all that.
Uh-huh.
He did that at age 18.
Exactly.
Right? So this is not a 25-year-old with that type of resume coming in. So I always say when evaluating young players who aren't playing at the level you're trying to project them at, the way to properly evaluate them is to evaluate them, 1, historically, and 2, just based on who they're playing, right? So, and based on their age. So when you look at professional basketball in Europe and around the world, and I've made this statement when it comes to evaluating LaMelo Ball. What's important to look at is where are you in terms of a comparison to the rest of the league at your age. So the idea that Luka Doncic at age 18 is playing in the top league in Europe, on the top team in Europe, as their number one player, that's where it ends. That's where you stop, right? Because they're not putting you on the court for any other reason other than they can't keep you off the court.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you don't win MVP of the ACB, MVP of the Euro League. You don't even get minutes in the ACB at age 18. You don't even get minutes. You know what I mean? And he was the best player in the league. He had guys on his team that were NBA vets. Anthony Randolph, Rudy Fernandez, Sergio Rodriguez, those type of guys who all took a backseat to Luka Doncic at 18. So it wasn't any surprise. Now I'm definitely surprised that he is this great.
Oh, there's more numbers. There's more numbers.
Yeah.
Listen to this. According to basketball Reference, Doncic is just the 5th player in NBA history with at least 2,000 points, 500 rebounds, and 500 assists in his first 100 games. The other 4 are Oscar Robertson, Michael Jordan, Grant Hill, LeBron James.
Okay.
Doncic and Robertson are the only players with 2,000 plus points, 750 plus rebounds, and 500 plus assists.
I feel like that's a really good comparison for him, Oscar Robertson.
But then a little bit more. Furthermore, Luka has made 253 pointers, which is the most in league history through 100 games.
Now, we need to add a little note to the three-pointers. So I believe in Luka Doncic as a shooter. One of the reasons I thought that he would do well is because he's a shooter first. He's a shooter. He's a legit shooter. However, over his first 103 games in the NBA, his three-point shooting percentage is just a paltry 326.
Okay.
So 327 in his rookie year, 325 during this year. So that has not improved. And it's really not a good number. He's taking a volume of threes, averaging 9 attempts per game. So shooting threes, he uses shooting threes to do everything else that he does. But the fact is, you might as well let him shoot it.
But here's what's weird with him, though. See, the reason you let him shoot is because he's streaky. So, yes, you'll start the game out, he'll miss 3 or 4.
And then,
But the weird thing about him is, like, some people have that clutch gene, like when it's 5 minutes left to play, and you're watching the game, he doesn't miss. He'll come down and hit 3 straight.
He's
got that
player.
clutch. He has,
and so that's why he'll be shooting, 10% from the three-point line, and by the end of the game,
he'll be 1 for 6, and then he'll bust 3 in a row on you when it counts
and win the game.
Right.
I also see him shooting just very beyond the arc. I'm talking about 30 feet out.
Like Steph Curry range.
Yeah, like I see him shooting far.
That
so,
would be a bad shot.
Be his range all the time.
Right. No, but even when I just pointing out those numbers, take into consideration that he attempts 9 threes per game.
Okay.
He's shooting such a low percentage on the threes, but his actual field goal percentage is sky high at 470.
Right.
So he's missing threes, but he's making a whole lot of everything else.
But he also will take you to the rack too, though.
Yes.
That's the thing. So he'll
But I
jack
think
the
that's
three.
why he does. That's why he throws up the threes to open up the space on the floor for him to drive.
Yeah. So now he gets this new Jumpman deal. I was trying to figure out how much it was worth, but I can't find anything as of yet. I will tell you that he signed it with Jumpman. Jumpman grossed $1 billion last quarter, so he's in the perfect place to do some damage. The other thing that I pay attention to, you can see guys that put up a lot of numbers on a sorry team. Mm-hmm. His team this year is competing. Like they are top 5 in the West. What are they? It might be like number 3 or something.
Yeah, and that's on him.
Right, and so that's very impressive. He is the top all-star vote getter.
Number 6.
Number 6?
Number 6, yep.
Number 6 on that, and then so far. And then he speaks 4 languages. Like he's like a gift from the basketball gods to the NBA. So the thing that I ask myself is, can he be bigger than LeBron on an international level, seeing that he is scoring?
So CNBC is reporting that his deal with Nike is a 5-year, 7-figure deal.
Oh snap!
Of course, it's 7.
Right.
Your boy, what's his name? Zion Williamson got. I think his was 57.
Okay.
57 million, I believe. So I'd have to imagine with the international appeal, it's got to be more than that. Because he waited. He didn't sign when he came in. He waited.
Right. Right.
He's going to sell a lot of shoes.
Obviously, the NBA is an international game, and every international star has an opportunity to be the biggest star in the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when you look at the best players in the NBA right now, you're talking about Giannis, you're talking about Jokic, you're talking about, international players that are the biggest stars in the NBA right now. So, I mean, Luka Doncic, getting in line with Luka Doncic is a huge, huge move for Jumpman. Not like they needed it.
They didn't because they made $1 billion last quarter.
You know what I mean? But
That's a big move for Jumpman, though.
this dude is going to be, he's going to be like the biggest star in the world.
The last player that Jumpman had close to him, I think, was Dwayne Wade. Like, in terms of popularity,
Yeah.
who else was it? It's not Westbrook.
No. Derek Jeter.
Westbrook
That was
is
before D-Wade, wasn't
Westbrook is valuable.
Derek Jeter. Yeah, Derek Jeter retired 5 years ago.
He retired. Yeah, he retired wearing Jumpman.
But as far as I know, Derek Jeter's the biggest star that wore Jumpman.
Now,
Okay.
Besides
Westbrook
Michael Jordan.
is not only a good player, but he's a kind of like a pop culture icon. Like you see the stuff that he does, the way he dresses, his style or whatever. So that's his contribution, in my opinion, to Jumpman. He also can jump and dunk on you too, and he's an MVP. So, but I still I get what you're saying. Like he's still not going to be on Luka level.
Yeah.
Like Luka's bananas.
Hey, that's international. I mean, the thing about it, he's already international. Like, he came in having that crowd already. He doesn't really have to earn.
But this is where you earn it. And so again, I'm always trying to put everybody on to the full scope of basketball internationally. And what needs to be understood is the NBA is the cream of the crop. It's where every top player in every country aspires to go, to represent their country and to play against the very best. So you can never be as big as possible until you hit the NBA. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah. He was a big star before, but now it's going to be, you see him competing against LeBron James. You see him competing against Giannis. You see him competing against the very best. And that's why the NBA is so beautiful now, and why, comparing it to soccer, which is a good comparison because soccer also is a sport where every country has a league. Basketball is a sport where every country has a league. But in soccer, there is no place for the very best to go.
Okay.
There's no one league.
They just
that's
pick
the
a spot
very best
and just play there. Okay.
The NBA, the very best players from every country are trying to get to the NBA. Some of them leave, but they all are trying to get to the NBA for the most part. Very few of them come out like, no, I don't ever want to go to the NBA. For the most part, they all want to get to the NBA to compete at the top level. Otherwise, you're not competing at the top level.
How soon do you see Luka getting the MVP? Just hypothetically.
Luka could be the MVP this season. Because when you're looking at the Dallas Mavericks record, Luka's the MVP of the league right now.
It's true. Because we did not pick them to be in the top 8.
I had them about 9th.
Yeah, but we didn't say they sucked.
I had them making a push.
Right, but we didn't think at the end of the day, we thought they would fade. We thought they would fade.
Right, this is way different than the push.
So are you saying that Luka is clear-cut MVP right now?
I think Luka's the clear-cut MVP right now.
So you don't think LeBron or Giannis are just in the run?
I kind of like LeBron, but that's more sentimental. I think that other people are having better seasons than LeBron at the moment because I think LeBron has his eye on the bigger picture. I think at the end of the year, you might see his numbers are right there comparable to those guys. But it's in terms of value, like they have Anthony Davis. They have a lot of other pieces now with LA. Luka is more valuable, I think, to his team.
Right. And you know what's weird? When Luka plays, KP doesn't really play well with him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
He plays different, actually.
He plays different. So it's not like a situation where in the Lakers, Anthony Davis is playing at his best. LeBron maybe not playing at his best.
Luka's carrying the squad.
Right. KP is not even a thought when Luka's on the court. So Luka not by far, I would say him and Giannis neck and neck with the edge to Luka Doncic right now.
People are still leaning on Harden too. A lot of people like Harden.
I'm going to be biased on that one, so I'm not. It's going to be hard for anybody to convince me.
He's a good scorer. I get a little upset with Harden. He doesn't. I feel like if you're an MVP, you got to give me something on both ends of the court. You may not be prolific, but sometimes I'm not really sure about his defensive effort. And
doing so much on offense though.
He's jacking 60 shots a game.
They third in the West right now.
I'm not gonna say he's trash. I'm not saying he doesn't get a vote. I just, for me personally, I'm looking at, like, for me, the guy that's most valuable to his team right now. I think Luka is, but also, like, Greek freak Giannis is on another level.
Yeah, I think Giannis has to be in that conversation.
You're absolutely right.
Giannis dominates defensively. He dominates offensively.
Yeah.
And he's still learning. So that's
all right.
crazy.
We got to get on to